to another video. In today's video, we have a very simple topic, and a topic that has been a discussion for many years now, and that is, what is the best dream match? And today we have 5 of our own dream matches that we would love to see or would have loved to see. I got at least, I don't know yours yet, but I have at least a pretty diverse list, consisting of people from today's age, from the 90s, and people from across generations. So I'm excited to see yours, and I hope you guys are excited for this video as well. Make sure to like and subscribe. But yeah, let's get straight into it. And I'll go first, and I have one women's match, and that is Io Sky versus Kairi Sane versus Asuka. I mean, it just makes sense. I feel like we're gonna get it at some point in time. Obviously, it's not gonna happen now or anytime soon, really, because of them being in a faction. Maybe it's a Mania match, but yeah, I mean, there's not much to say. Just it makes sense. It's a match that everybody wants to see, I think, and when it does, I think it will be a phenomenal match.
Yeah, I mean, we really haven't even gotten to dive into just Io versus Asuka. They kind of, teased it a little bit, but never really happened.
Yeah.
But yeah, that's a pretty good one. And for mine, I have a legend and then a super new person. And I feel like this is a really good way to start off my list of 5. And I have Roddy Piper versus MJF. I think their styles just mesh well completely. I feel like they're nearly clones of each other in a way, obviously. Their promos cut deep, they're funny, they're good in ring. And they just know how to carry a crowd over, or just win a crowd over, I should say. And yeah, I feel like that'd be amazing if MJF was back then or Roddy was up now. But yeah, that's mine.
Yeah, I think that one is a very good one. I think MJF has a lot of dream matches that I think we're gonna really be sad that we can never get. I think one for me is like an MJF versus Cena match. Especially MJF as a heel. I think that'd be a phenomenal one.
MJF and LA Knight even.
Yeah. But next up, I have this one I would like to have like a last man standing or like a no holds bar kind of Extreme Rules type of match, and that is Kevin Owens versus Darby Allin. This kind of it speaks for itself. It's just 2 guys who I think are more than willing to put their body on the line, especially Darby. We've seen him get injured multiple times now and continue going because he just loves doing it, even though sometimes I'm like, man, you should really not be doing this. And Kevin Owens, I think, has a very underrated and kind of overlooked mean streak and hardcore level to him. And I think this match will just be phenomenal.
Yeah, I agree. Darby is one of my favorites in all of AEW. Probably my favorite period in all of AEW. And Kevin Owens is great. So 2 hardcore, enthusiasts.
Yeah.
So yeah, I would like to see them as well. That's a good one. All right, and for my next one, once again, I'm going with a legend and a newer person, and this is Eddie Guerrero versus Kenny Omega.
Okay.
So 2 technical wrestlers who not even really they can kind of do everything in the ring. Kenny and Eddie, they're both amazing. Kenny not as good as Eddie on the mic. I don't even think they're necessarily close. Really, Eddie was, he was Eddie. He was able to be funny. He was able to be serious. He was kind of able to do a little bit of everything. But yeah, I think that'd be an amazing match in itself. That doesn't really need stipulations, but you could throw one on there and it would still have a hell of a show.
Yeah. Yeah, I mean, I'll go kind of piggyback off yours. I had a Kenny Omega match, and mine was versus Kurt Angle. This is one where both men wish they also had it as well. Kurt has said that if he could have one match right now, it would probably be versus Kenny. And I think Kenny has said multiple times that he would love to have wrestled Kurt. Similar to what you said, I think it's just 2 technicians who could go crazy. Kenny seems to be able to work with almost any style, and so has Kurt. He's been able to work big men, more technical, high flyers. So yeah, I think that'll just be a phenomenal match to have.
And then my next one, this is 2 people who are really still in their prime right now, and had a potential to happen before some recent news came out. But it's Will Ospreay versus Seth Rollins. we had the potential for it to happen of him going to WWE. It was teased a little bit by him. It was teased a little bit by even WWE at moments. But unfortunately, or fortunately, he decided to sign with AEW. So we won't be getting this match at least for the foreseeable future. But Will Ospreay versus Seth would be an amazing match. I don't have to really say too much. That's two of the best in the world.
Yeah, I think that is one of the biggest current day ones that you can actually have. I think that it just writes itself. I think Seth Rollins is in that conversation of being the best in the world, but he isn't able to really fight the best in the world. Obviously, you're limited to the WWE pool. I think if he did have matches like the Kenny Omegas, the Will Ospreays of the world, people would really put more respect on Seth's name, and he can really show off that he is one of the best. For my next one, this is a classic one that everybody has wanted and has even been talked about since his return, and that is CM Punk versus Stone Cold Steve Austin. They're similar personalities of they're outspoken, they're going to say what they want to. If they don't like the person who's telling them what to do, they will fight back. I think this one just writes itself. It's one that also has been teased, and like WWE has had interviews with them and sit downs, and I think it's one that everybody would love to see.
So you just went with a CM Punk one. My next two are both have CM Punk involved. This one, kind of not a troll. I'm being serious in saying this, but I don't really think it'll ever happen. But if it did, I think it would be massive for like a WrestleMania match, and that's CM Punk and AJ Lee versus Becky Lynch and Seth Rollins. I just feel like it'd be a great match. It's kind of like the Triple H and Stephanie versus Kurt and Ronda thing we had a while back, except obviously Kurt and Ronda's not a couple. But still, it's kind of, I just think it'd be really good. AJ, really good. Becky, probably the best, or top 5. And, I mean, I don't have to speak on CM Punk or Seth Rollins. I don't have to speak on Becky or AJ either, honestly. They're all amazing. They're all great. There's a history between at least Punk and Seth. Don't know, I doubt there's anything between AJ and Becky, but, it would just be a fun moment.
Yeah, I think that's probably the best couples match you can have right now in wrestling. Especially if you can make it really believable that AJ and Becky also hate each other going into it, so really make it all 4 of them hate the other side. So, yeah, I do really like that one.
And I think we actually do have potential of it happening at some point. Potential.
Yeah, I think there is. But my final one is Bryan Danielson versus Gunther. This one is just the 2 best, I think, technicians in the world, or 2 of the top 5, top 10 technicians in the world right now. Gunther seems to work really well with smaller guys. His matches with Tyler Bates, Pete Dunne's, Ricochet's, Rey Mysterio's have been phenomenal. And I think if you let him have somebody like Bryan Danielson, who is smaller but also hasn't worked well with bigger guys, it's just going to make magic, in my opinion. I think in the somehow foreseeable future, if there's ever a WWE and AEW Forbidden Door, this is the perfect time, and probably the only time you're going to be able to have that match happen. But yeah, I think it would just be magic in the ring.
Yep. Alright, and then for my last one, once again, I'm going with a legend and a current, and this is CM Punk versus Bret Hart. 2 great in the ring, great on the mic. They do what they want. They both claim they're the best in the world. And this would be a great match. I think their styles would mesh together. I think their promo battles could be really good. I think CM Punk would cut a lot deeper than what Bret probably would, as far as promo battles and whatnot. But yeah, I just think it'd be an amazing match. The crowd would go crazy behind it. But yeah, that's a dream match.
Yeah, I think for me, that match would be really good as well, because like you said, the promos, and I think the way you let CM Punk really get under his skin is if you let him go off the rails and kind of go deeper and stuff like that, kind of how Shawn did at times during that feud, and really have Bret, because Bret would kind of try to keep it professional and kind of in the ring saying, I'm just better than you. He won't go talk about his relationships or his behind the scenes stuff. But yeah, I would really like to see that one. But yeah, that is our 5 dream matches we would like to see. Let us know some of your dream matches. We'll probably do this video again if this does well. But yeah, thank you guys for watching, and we'll catch you guys in the next video.